Jade Cargill is all but gone from AEW in the least surprising story of 2023. You didn't expect a mainstream star like Jade Cargill to just hang around a wrestling-obsessed promotion with a limited reach, did you? Remember, this is a Forbidden Door company, a pay-per-view that had 2 women's matches in 2 years. AEW just wants to be like New Japan Pro Wrestling, and women are to New Japan what mannequins are to H&M. AEW's biggest show of all time was a sausage fest with 1 women's match, and Jade was nowhere to be found. Yet Tony Khan probably still counted her in the paid attendance number. Even AEW's own tribal fan base admits AEW can't book women. And if you're a highly coveted free agent like Jade, it's time to leave the territory. If this is the last of Jade Cargill in AEW, what a waste of one of the biggest prospects to ever step into a ring. It's fitting that Jade's last match came on a taped rampage with limited hype just 4 days after her return. That's a story of Jade in AEW. Despite being a massive star who was a proven ratings draw, AEW never quite had a plan for Jade Cargill. She never faced Britt Baker. Hell, I don't think she ever even appeared on camera with Britt. Jade had 0 matches against Jamie Hayter when Hayter was red hot. Same goes for Toni Storm and Saraya. AEW even created a separate but equal belt so that she could defend the title against mostly lower tier opponents. Embarrassing. AEW has come a long way as a national wrestling company, but in Jade's own words, they completely fumbled the bag when it came to Cargill. There's nothing like Jade Cargill in all of wrestling, let alone AEW, yet AEW stays obsessed with the little white boy prototype. Like, how many different versions of Will Ospreay do you need? That whole promotion is drinking out of the Heritage Cup. I don't blame Jade Cargill for leaving one bit. AEW doesn't play to her strengths. They don't really tell stories past banking on dream matches, whatever that means. It's not great at character development. For all you wrestling-obsessed Twitterholics, Jade Cargill won't be able to develop as a wrestler in AEW nearly as much as she would in WWE. Whether it's in NXT down in the Performance Center or on tour, Jade Cargill would be able to wrestle more than the 2 matches per month she wrestled while in AEW. Personally, I'm impressed by how good she got under those circumstances. How the hell was she supposed to morph into Seth Rollins with the Roman Reigns schedule? AEW loves talking about being the home to professional wrestling. That's all well and good, but it's kind of a dog whistle. Almost as to say that they're a safe space for subredditors. WWE, on the other hand, is a big picture company. In addition to WWE's resources in wrestling and creative, the launch of TKO this week makes Cargill to WWE a no-brainer. WWE is now owned and operated by a one-stop shop for all things entertainment. In addition to WWE and UFC, Endeavor is home to the biggest talent agencies in the world and some of the biggest PR agencies. If Jade Cargill wants to play Storm in an X-Men movie, she won't have to hire an agent. She'll just need to walk down the hall and knock on Uncle Nick or Cousin Ari's door. Once the writer's strike is over, of course. Jade is well off and she's had money. She doesn't come cheap, nor should she. And if you're in wrestling and you like money more than fake star ratings, WWE is the place for you. Because as we speak, 2 of Hollywood's biggest agents are teaming up to negotiate a new deal for WWE. Coming off a year of record ratings for WWE, how do you think that's going to go? It's just not fair. Jade Cargill makes perfect sense as the first signee of the TKO era. She's the type of mainstream crossover star that WWE x Hollywood can push to the moon. She's also one of Cody's kids, and so is Ricky Starks. Ricky and Jade are good friends, slime if you would. And both adore Cody Rhodes, who messed around and became the biggest star in wrestling by jumping ship to WWE. Now, his pupils are doing the same. And after losing CM Punk, Jade Cargill, and potentially Ricky Starks, 2023 is becoming a year where AEW's talent is dropping quicker than the Wembley Stadium attendance numbers. Sasha Banks and Edge can't get here soon enough, because if it weren't for their rumored signings, I'd be convinced that AEW was a glorified developmental territory the way their rising stars keep being Stamford bound. AEW is licking its wounds to close out the year, and they low-key have to start from scratch. You simply cannot build your company around aging stars like Chris Jericho and Bryan Danielson, who's already come out and said he'll be winding down. Kenny Omega's body is beat to shit and he turns 40 next month. Orange Cassidy turns 40 next year. Jon Moxley only has so much blood left in the tank before he'll need a transfusion. Adam Cole is on the come up, but only after a career-threatening concussion, which will always be a lingering threat, especially working the AEW style. Jack Perry is suspended until further notice and did a lot of damage to himself with the CM Punk diehards who still watch the product. At least they have young Darby Allin, who never met a slab of concrete he didn't bump on. Darby is 30, but his body is pushing 50. And I haven't even mentioned the women because AEW doesn't care about the women's division, so why should I? Hopefully Toni Storm can turn it all around, but it's going to take every version of Toni Storm to replace a massive void left by Jade Cargill. Check out this video about Jade leaving the wrestling bubble and subscribe. Will AEW convince Jade to stay? Tell me in the comments!